Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the three-man weave Best Bet Show live from Stadium Swim at Circa, Las Vegas. That's right. We are in the same shot. We're in the same room. I know that's very weird for everybody that's watched us through laptops for years and years, but boy, we finally figured it out. We got some tech going here. We're excited. It has been already a wonderful 12 hours or so for us here at Circa. Kai, go ahead and tell the people what you told me about your staying experience here at Circa.
This is literally the best place I've ever stayed on the Circa Strip or downtown or anywhere.
Bar
or downtown,
none.
by the way. Circa's downtown. The shower, the vanity, the food, the girls,
The service.
guys, the service,
The food.
Yeah. No, wait, we're happy to
The
be here. We're
swim.
thrilled to be here, set up here in front of the pool. We were here last Saturday celebrating, going off, having a great time. Now we are working nose to the grindstone. We're going to walk you through all 4 Thursday basketball games. Matthew's got his pen and
so
paper,
prepared.
hard copy notes. Could be an issue in the wind here, Matthew. I hope you're able to battle through.
The biggest lock today, Jim, we'll get to best bets obviously at the end of this show, but the biggest lock is the Vegas gusts of wind against me and Kai's Lechuga. You came
Our
prepared,
lettuce.
Jim, more of a slimmer cut, kind of a trim, wind resistance, I would say.
Yeah.
Not mine.
By
Not
the way,
mine.
look how good we look. These new gear that Matt got us. Beautiful.
swag. Brand new
Beautiful
swag.
Q-zips from Nike. Thanks, Nike.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, it would be a perfect day for the spinny hats. We would be taking off right here, spinning like crazy. You will see those later in the weekend. Don't worry, folks. Hey, what do you say we talk games? Let's get into it. We will start. We're going chronological order here on Thursday, starting with Clemson versus Arizona. Clemson, one of the surprise teams, I say in air quotes, to make it all the way to the Sweet 16. An ACC squad, though, so I guess we shouldn't be surprised they don't lose. Except Virginia.
ACC.
Except Virginia. Boo. All right, so yes, Clemson versus Arizona. Kai, we'll start with you. PJ Hall has only played 39 minutes so far this tournament, 9 fouls, and yet here Clemson is. They have already beaten 2 terrific backcourts. New Mexico, Baylor took care of business in both those games, led basically wire to wire. Can they do the same to Arizona and Tommy Lloyd, who finally, by the hair on his chinny chin, covered an NCAA tournament game against Dayton?
Yes, first of all, the hair's going nuts. It's a full head of hair,
Just
though,
battle.
folks. It's
Just
a full head
battle.
of hair.
Battle.
Secondly, I do think Clemson hangs around. Spoiler, it is going to be my best bet at +7. Why? The front court, I think, advantages point towards Clemson. PJ Hall, Ian Shefflin, Jack Clark, even Matthew Cox. Space Ballo out on the offensive end. Also, stand up well in the post against Ballo on the defensive end. I think Clemson can hang with the big boys in the post. Also, on the other end, I don't trust Caleb Love, boys. If Arizona gets down early, if they are struggling in the second half, I don't trust that it won't be the Caleb Love show at the end of the game in the second half. In crucial moments, we know he's fallen short before. I can see him falling short again. Well, I think Arizona's going to win, and I hope Arizona wins for my future and for Tommy Lloyd. I think Clemson hangs around and covers 7.
Best bet for Kai. Matt, what say you?
It won't be official for me, Jim, but how dare Kai disrespect St. Louis's own Caleb, the lovey-dovey love meister.
CBC guy, though, Matt. Private
He's a
school kid.
make-or-break guy. But is he made for March? He is made for March. I am with Mr. McKeon here. I do believe that the dog here is going to be live. The way their guards are playing, the whistle, as we'll get to probably every game throughout this show and tomorrow's show. Come back tomorrow and join us, folks. The whistle, huge. PJ Hall, stay out of foul trouble.
Unlikely. He will be in foul trouble. Lock that up.
His rim protection is just absolutely critical, right? I mean, it's absolutely critical, especially against Arizona's front line and against their slashers. That's the difference. I still think Clemson can hang. I mentioned Jack Clark as your X factor of X factor. One final point. Shout out to Jordan Majeski. Arizona struggling against zone defense this year. Brownell has thrown some in there. Does he pull the rabbit out of the hat for this one?
We'll see. Only 6% of the time per synergy for Clemson going zone, so maybe they ramp it up. Brownell and Billy Donlin, another coach we respect quite a bit on staff there in Clemson, probably going to have a pretty solid defensive scheme. Arizona, one of the 10 highest teams in the country in terms of near proximity field goal attempts, so you know they love to get downhill. They want to get to the rim in this one. Clemson's going to do everything in their power to keep them away. Can't chase Hunter. Continue to be brilliant. I saw a draft of the 16, like the most important players, one for each team, and they had Hunter over PJ Hall for Clemson, which I thought was rather surprising, but he has been that guy for them this tournament, given Hall's foul trouble and getting them to this point. I like the under if I'm betting this game. I have not placed a wager on it, but I'm at Stadium Swim. Of course, I'm going to have a wager on this game. That is a lock. I will likely be on the under.
We have to bet every game in this tournament.
Clemson's going to slow it down. I'm not ready to bet on Clemson, though. I think maybe the ACC was the darling of the first weekend, and some of that steam kind of runs out. So I'm not fully going to side with Mr. Best Bet here, but under would be my angle there.
Fair enough. Pace battle, by the way. If they do slow it down, Clemson, that helps. +7, obviously.
We
Arizona
always say it's
to
easier to slow someone down than to speed somebody up.
I love that narrative. I love that narrative.
I have no tangible proof for that, but it sounds good.
If you're a KenPom guy, there's only 3 teams that rank top 10 offense and defense right now: Arizona, UConn, and Auburn. So those are your 3 teams right now.
Do you think Auburn's going to win this weekend?
I don't think Auburn's going to win. I really don't. That's actually my lock. Auburn will not win this weekend.
Good take.
That's too bad. I had them in the title game. Whoops. That's the big. Any player props for you guys there? I kind of think Ballo scores. That's my guess.
I agree. Hey, get them in now before they're all illegal and eradicated from betting menus everywhere. So
out on player props, evidently.
Tough.
All right, let's move to the next game, fellas. San Diego State, UConn, a rematch of last year's national title game. I'm sure you've heard that narrative if you watched a single show this week. That one wasn't really close. UConn got up big. San Diego State did eventually cut it to 8 late in the second half, but it never really felt in doubt, and the Huskies were able to re-extend. Matt, they have now covered 8 straight NCAA tournament games. Danny Hurley's squad, all 6 last year, very comfortably twice this year. Do they continue rolling? That spread has gone from 11 to 12 just today here at Circa.
Live.
Taking money, the Huskies. Matt, is that the right side?
Well, Scotty Chef in the chat says that someone laid $600,000 on UConn money line. I'm not sure if this is real. If it is, maybe that moved the line. It was not me, Kai, or Jim. I can assure you we have not done that well. I love UConn. I can't in good faith endorse 12. It just feels like taking you're the last guy at the counter who took the number left. Still, I think the matchup advantages are seismic. The only way I see the Aztecs scoring is if physical specimen, ESPN the body candidate, Jaden Ledee, can he get Klingon and Samson Johnson away from the rim 10 feet and drive at him a little bit, because he's going to just go back to the basket and bully, and that's not going to work. But Ledee's very nimble, right? He kind of uses that speed,
he's
agility.
added the mid-range game.
Yeah, mid-range.
He's really got that for sure.
Great touch. But if Ledee doesn't go for 35, I just don't see, unless the Aztecs are making shots. But that's not a trustworthy shot-making team. It just is.
No, and I if you're going to go for 35, even if you get Klingon in foul trouble, Samson Johnson's waiting for you. It just seems like a team that's kind of one-dimensional offensively through Ledee, and you cannot be one-dimensional against UConn. You've got to be able to stress them in different ways. And on the defensive end, yes, this is a great San Diego State defense, but it's not the elite level even of last year with Nathan Mensah at the rim. I think that could be an issue. UConn is one of the best teams in the country, 2-point percentage, offense and defense. That speaks to the rim dominance with Klingon, Kai, and the unselfishness for UConn. That's kind of the clincher for me. I do have UConn minus 11. Lock that in. I'm still okay with it at 12. I think they win by 15 plus.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Pat, in the chat for giving us $5 to put on the roulette table later.
And congrats to Pat in Louisville for finding a head coach.
Hey,
Pat Kelsey.
He's not a joke.
Great hire.
Congrats.
Pat Kelsey, great hire.
Happy for you.
Yes, I'm on the UConn train as well, fellas. I did lay a bit, 11.5 before it changed to 12 here at Circa.
Loser. Hope it lands 11.
Yeah. Ledee against I love Ledee, but against Samson Johnson and Donovan Klingon, that's a huge matchup problem, or at least a challenge for Ledee to overcome. San Diego State this season, not great defending cutting teams, backdoors. We know the intricate offense of UConn. It's been talked about multiple times with its coaching staff. It's been all over Twitter. While San Diego State defends ball screens well, they defend transition well. I do think they might struggle against UConn's other offense, the set plays. Obviously, it's a great scouting group as well from UConn. So that worries me. They don't have any weaknesses either, the Huskies. San Diego State clearly has a weakness on the offensive end, despite having an elite defense. I'm going UConn, Jim. I agree the spread's high, but I'm closing my eyes and laying it.
And if you are a spot guy at all, Matty Travel, you got to bring this up. This is San Diego State coming all
West
the way
East.
from San Diego to Boston for an early-ish tip on the East Coast. Remember, San Diego State also finished late in Spokane on Sunday. As short a turnaround and long a travel as you can have, basically, in this entire tournament. If that matters to you, that should nudge you a little bit more towards the Huskies. Matt, does that matter to you as our chief travel guy?
You know, it matters a little bit to me, Jim, but then when I hear Dan Hurley bemoan how tough their bus ride is, maybe it's a neutral. No, I think it does mean a little bit, yeah.
No, you know what? I'm going to make fun of Hurley coming up with that narrative, but it matters when you're just stomping teams to find a way to put something, a chip on your shoulder.
I agree.
Have to give like a us against the world somehow, even if you are the reigning champion, covering every game super easily, and everyone believes in you. He's trying to find that angle, and I respect that. Player props, anything in this one, fellas? Anything come to mind? I kind of like the Newton over rebounds. He long type rebounds. I think San Diego State's going to have to take some bad jumpers, and he patrols that kind of 15-foot area for long boards.
Cam Spencer points or made threes. I think it's a vintage MF or Cam Spencer game, and I've been on the wrong end of that as a foolish UConn fader at times this year, but I think I'm on the right side. UConn, Cam Spencer.
If you're on board with UConn's going to crush San Diego State, Ledee unders might be a good way to go.
Yeah.
It's very possible to get some foul
Make
trouble.
others beat him. I like
the
it.
game plan, let Ledee get anything he can and take away everything else? I don't know.
It might be.
You got to get Luke Murray on the horn and see what the defensive
I
scouting
got to call
report is.
Luke, and I'd love to talk to his dad as well. Just a fan of Bill.
Great guy.
It's worth a try, Kai. I wish you the best.
Wow, another shout out, by the way, in the chat. Ed, thank you so much.
Attaboy,
for
Ed.
donation. Yes.
I wonder how Ed is feeling about the potential of his guy Todd Kowalczyk going across the country to Utah State. We know Ed is a big Toledo fan.
Single D Todd over double D Todd.
May or may not be sick of the MAC tournament lack of success there. So
Matt, are you a single D or a double D guy?
More of a single D. Depends on my mood.
You have your choice at Circa Stadium Swim. Come on out, folks.
It's all here.
There's a little ad for you. Hey, and our guy Dick Stillwagon with some music coming.
Speaking of single D, Dick, baby, let's go.
Some tunes coming, or some moolah coming in. We love to see it. All right, third game on the slate, the nightcap out west. UNC taking on Alabama. Two up-tempo teams. Expect quite a few possessions here. That would explain your total. Up over 170 points. Pretty much every Alabama total these days, not a shocker. Kai, I think Alabama's a little overvalued, having taken care of two mid-major teams. That made them look a little better than late in the season. They struggled down the stretch in SEC play. Florida handled them in the SEC tournament. Arkansas took them to overtime in the final game in Tuscaloosa. I think this is where it runs out for a team that lacks defense, lacks physicality inside. Monster Baycott game, rebounds over, player prop for Baycott. I am a Tar Heel guy here. It is ticked up to 5 at Circa behind me. Yeah, UNC -5 now.
Jim, I took Alabama, but it's really a heart play because I want to root for the Tide today. Basically, you're hoping that Alabama is praying and spraying and making the praise and the sprays. They got to hit shots. They're going to shoot 33s in this game. Their transition defense has been actually pretty good this season. Alabama, their defense overall, not good, including the post defense, which is worrisome against North Carolina. But the transition defense has been okay. I worry that North Carolina's D is way better than Alabama's. I worry about Baycott destroying Alabama on the glass, in the post. I worry about R.J. Davis being the best guard on the floor and being an All-American. But I'm going with Nate Oates here. I'm going with the three-point shooting. I'm hoping my boys, the Tide, can hit shots, and I'm taking the dog. I took the over. There's going to be 75 possessions in this game. It's going to be up and down. It's going to be. It will be.
You took under or over?
Over.
Is 75
Okay,
enough?
good,
Is 75
good.
enough possessions for 174 points?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be 100s, man. 100 a game. 100 points each.
Okay.
Here's why Kai's right. He missed the take there. Kai got it right.
Okay.
I can't do math here, Jim. I'm counting a lot of it. I'm looking at the over-under page. It's, I think, 12 of the last 13 over for Bama. They went under last game, but that was like a joke. It was like a mockery on Twitter, like how many shots were being missed both ways.
Insane amounts of missed shots.
Yep. I just think you keep riding the over train. I mean, I actually went to bat for Bama's defense as being like better than advertised. I think I was hanging on to that thread too tight. I just don't see a path there. I've given up.
Yeah,
I have.
I'm glad you finally surrendered.
The physicality of UNC inside, you've sold me. I think UNC hits them in the mouth. I'm going to hang on to Bama money line. I think their offense is that good. Latrell Whitesell, I believe, is out. We've been tracking that story closely all day.
But he's missed a lot. They're used to playing without him.
Yeah, they are. But I think from an over perspective, he's an absolute sharpshooter. I think that would help to have. So.
Fair enough. Matt, are you concerned about how good UNC looked against Sparty and the Izzo in March factor?
Yeah.
You almost bought into
I know.
Izzo and March, and then immediately UNC just shoved them out of the tournament.
I'm currently holding here at Circa offering yes-no regional title picks, minus 325, UNC to not win the region. Okay. I am not feeling great about that right now. No. So that's not in the money.
Hey, Arizona will be there for you.
I need Zone as my backstop.
Yeah,
my white knight, Tommy Lloyd. Yeah.
All right, let's get to the final game, Matt. Speaking of defenses that are they actually good or not, that would be Illinois. The Illini have improved a little bit lately. Brad Underwood thought it was a we can defend when we need to kind of situation, and to his credit, it has sort of looked that way. But now they're taking on the best defense in the country. Iowa State, loaded with athletes, loaded with perimeter pressure. Keyshawn Gilbert, Taman Lipsey, they're going to be in your shorts, Matthew. In your
jock.
Shorts. And can Terrence Shannon, Marcus Damask, Ty Rodgers, can they handle that? That's debatable. That's the problem. Once Illinois gets in their sets, they probably can score. I think Marcus Damask, mid-range type of assassin, mid-post. He will be fanning to open shooters as Iowa State sends doubles. Love his assist prop over. He's averaging like 8.5 a game over his last 4. I think that's kind of the money territory for the Illini. But, Matt, I'm looking to you. How do you see this game, a very stylistic clash of offense versus defense?
It is. I actually like the over here, too, though. I think this game's going to be a little more up and down than you think. Probably more up and down than Iowa State fans would like. The Clones have run opportunistically this year, right? They're not like all the way slow. They've just played a lot of Big 12 teams that get you in the meat grinder. I mean, Illinois, again, back to the whole Bama thing, the momentum with the overs on Illinois has been, insane. And I think Iowa State, honestly, the way they're shooting it, like their shot making, the mid-range has been awesome with Lipsey and Momo. Like, those dudes can make shots. And I know we talked about how the last 2 years their offensive duds have cost them a farther tournament journey. I think the offense can carry them, but can they stop Illinois? And the booty, rocking everywhere ball.
Booty, rocking everywhere.
Thank you. I just points both ways. Side, I did take Illinois money line. I'm just more of a Jimmy's and Joe's gut bet, Jim. But I think the over, and final bell on this, not that we care, TD Garden overs, I believe, are 7-1 in the long 8-game sample size that we have. So just to note,
Kyle,
venues.
you put in a request with DJ Party Rock down there for booty rocking everywhere.
I am. I don't think the stream's picking it up, but the music is blaring behind us. Fantastic, of course. Stadium Swim, Circa Sports.
Yep.
Matt, I like the over as well. I like your theory on points in this game. I do think Iowa State is not immune to running. They don't mind to run. Obviously, one end features the best offense in the country, the best defense in the country. That's the battle we're all looking to see in this game. The other side, the pillow fight side, Iowa State's offense, not that bad this year. Illinois' defense, terrible. It's all about Terrence Shannon for me in this game. I think he's unstoppable. I'm going to say it one more time. He is the Juggernaut from X-Men. Fun fact, the Juggernaut, not a mutant. He gets his powers from a gym. He's a super-powered human.
Loser.
For your nerds out there. But he's unstoppable in transition going to the rim. He's just unstoppable. Doesn't matter if you're the best defense in the country. He's hard to stop. I worry about the ball handling overall. No true point guard for Illinois. They do it by committee. Rodgers, Domask, Shannon. That's concerning against Iowa State. However, I think Illinois has the juice. I think they have more talent. And I'm going with the more talent, the better offense in this game, Illinois.
Yeah, I think the top of every Illinois scouting report is keep Shannon out of transition. Yeah. And it just doesn't matter. Every game he gets ahead of steam. Finds a way to score in transition. I say he gets some star calls in transition now. It's like, oh, he's downhill and he got bumped a little bit. He missed. It must have been a foul. That is certainly something. Scott H. also has pointed this out, both our podcast and now on our Best Bet show. First true neutral game for Iowa State.
That is crazy.
Big 12 tournament was loaded with Iowa State fans. First 2 rounds in Omaha, loaded with Iowa State fans. I have faith that they will travel. I think there are going to be quite a few of them out in Boston, but they're going to be competing with the UConn fan base, the Illinois fan base, who are also celebrating their first Sweet 16th in 2005.
Congrats to you.
So, going to be some good, strong fan bases out there. Aztecs probably a little bit outnumbered.
Maddie prop special. And, Jim, I'll steal your thunder. You brought this up on our podcast. Marcus Domask, the booty ball engineer.
I also said it. Introducing
booty, hold on. The derivative of over assist but under 3 points made. He is not
for him.
Yeah, okay. He's not shot the ball well this year. Like, his mid range has been what's carried him. They've used him more as like the internal hub and spoke of the offense. He's not shooting as many threes. He's not making threes. I'm sure you get like $100 on that total, but I think under 3 points made on Marcus Domask. was pretty good bet.
Oh, come on. Limits on college hoops player props? They got to be massive.
In the hundreds.
Parlay together
hundreds.
like a Jonte Porter insider. Just throw
Shouts to
those together.
Jonte. Shouts to the Porter family.
Yeah, so I guess I haven't really given. I have ended up on some of our shows this week on Iowa State. I did submit Illinois for the Circa Sports contest. Came over onto that side, but I am super coin flippy on that one. I may just ride the over with Matthew and his TD God and overs. It just seems easier for me to cheer for because I'm so conflicted on the sides. Fellas, let's do best bets. Kai, you're the only one who's actually revealed it so far. So why don't you recap that while Matt scrambles to try to come up with his.
I'm locked.
The best bet for me is Clemson +7 here at Circa. Go Tigers. Rawr, 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 rawr.
Matthew, to you.
We need like a Tiger thing. Like I had a Tiger. Tomorrow we should have DJ control, so we'll be able to actually match the background music with our takes. My best bet, I'm going to go UConn first half. Okay. It's actually juiced up a little. I think it's -7 here at Circa. I can't, like I said, the 12's a little too rich, but I like the first half pound for the Huskies, and I will take the official over in Iowa State, Illinois, currently at 147 here at Circa. The best damn sports book, period.
I like that Matt is looking at an odds board on his computer when the literal odds board
I can't see that.
is behind us.
These
are no lens sunny shim. I'm blind. I'm blind right now.
All right, fair enough. By the way, my best bet is North Carolina, and as I look at the Circa odds board right now, it is 4.5. So I am going to take that -4.5 on the Tar Heels. I just do not trust the Alabama defense. And Kai, Hubert Davis is for real. We have to bow to it now. He's had two pretty good years, including making a national title game, and one down year where Caleb Love completely submarined everything. So I'm kind of surrendering to it a little bit. I think he's just a good coach. So UNC -4.5 is my best bet. Clemson over Iowa State, Illinois, and
UConn first half.
That's it. That's the best bets for today. Fellas, anything else before we take it offline here?
I don't think so. Hey, same time tomorrow.
Yeah, and if you're out in Vegas, if you're at Stadium Swim today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, let us know. We'd love to grab a drink with you. We are recovered enough from last weekend to put down a beer
we're back. Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
If this show was on Tuesday, I would be doing it from under my bed. But we're back. We're ready to rock. Thank you again to Circa for hosting us here. Looking forward to a full weekend of shows in the sun or potentially shade of Stadium Swim with the weather on Saturday looking a little dicey. But we will see you all back here same time tomorrow, Friday, talking through games, maybe some spinny hats. But we'll see you then. Cheers.